Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Hello, everyone. My name is Ngozi Abatibe, and I serve as It is my honor and privilege to welcome you to our Class of 2021 Class Day. This is the day that we recognize our outstanding graduates, soon-to-be graduates. We recognize their achievements in academics, in curricular activities, in service orientation, in all around just being great ambassadors of the Morehouse School of Medicine. To begin, we will start with invocation, and it's my pleasure to call on Dr. James McCoy, Professor of Surgery and Professor of Medical Education, to lead our invocation. Dr. McCoy.
Thank you, Dr. Nachabe.
You're muted.
Let us bow our heads, please. O gracious Creator, we humbly bow before Thee with grateful hearts. We're grateful and thankful for Your presence here, for being created in Your image. We're thankful for the young minds that You have provided with us here at Morehouse School of Medicine to teach and for them to learn. Compassion, love, and empathy. This afternoon, we celebrate their accomplishments. We ask that You would be with us as we celebrate their toils and troubles that they have made it this far. We ask that You would be with them as they go forward on tomorrow to receive their diplomas and degrees and step out into the world. We ask that You would be with us as we manage the COVID-19 pandemic. We ask that You would be with us day and night. But most of all, gracious God, give us Your love, give us Your care and compassion. This is our prayer. Amen.
Thank you very much, Dr. McCoy. Ladies and gentlemen, watching from wherever you are, I am pleased to note that this event is being live streamed all over the world so that family members in Nigeria, in Australia, in India, Colorado, Alaska, wherever you are, thank you for being with us to celebrate our amazing students. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you a phenomenal woman, our President and Dean, Dr. Valerie Montgomery Rice. Dr. Rice.
Good afternoon. Congratulations to the class of 2021. We are extremely proud of your accomplishments, but most importantly, we are proud of the many ways each of you are already leading the creation and advancement of health equity. Your commitment and dedication to serve is exactly why we selected you to continue the legacy of Morehouse School of Medicine. And you have more than exceeded our expectations. As you become uniquely familiar with over the past year, you know that health and science are the bedrock of our society and the strength of our nation. You know that families and communities rely on us to safeguard their loved ones, to provide solutions in dark and bleak times. And even when it seems as if they don't trust us, they don't trust the science, they are still looking to us for help. Help to help them navigate to a place of well-being and wholeness. So while this past year has been difficult, and I admit overwhelming at times, it has also fortified us, fortified who we are as individuals, as a community, and as a nation. And as I speak to you today, knowing that tomorrow you will join us as you don your regalia and walk across that stage, you are our future health equity leaders and champions. I know that this past year has been fortifying for you too, as physicians, scientists, advocates, and health professionals. I know that because of your time at Morehouse School of Medicine and the perseverance and resilience that you have demonstrated during this unprecedented time, that you, the graduating class of 2021, will change the world. Let me say that again. You will change the world. I look forward to celebrating you through this Class Day program. Congratulations on a job well done. I am so excited to see you in your fullness of all the things that you have accomplished, and I look forward to us being together in person tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Dr. Montgomery Rice. It is now my pleasure to call on our Graduate Education and Public Health Student Government Association President, Ms. Courtney Benton, to bring greetings on behalf of the graduating class.
It has not been easy for any of us, I'm sure. It doesn't matter which program you're in. I'm sure. This is very, very difficult, very, very challenging. Also very fulfilling. But like I said, if it was easy, you know, everyone would do it. So just congratulate yourself, pat yourself on the back, because this is a rare feat. This is a rare accomplishment. It doesn't matter how popular it is today. You did it. You deserve your rest. So take the time out to rest. I'm proud of all of us. I might not know all of you, but I am proud of all of us. And I just want you to know that. And I also want to just share some thoughts that I had on my heart and on my mind as these days have been going along quickly. So yeah, I thought that grad school was a mistake. I thought that, I thought I was making a mistake by enrolling in grad school because grad school was challenging. Now, for my personal reasons, I transitioned right from undergrad straight to grad school. So it was also just very challenging. The transition was just, troubling for me personally. But it wasn't until today when I realized that grad school was probably the best decision I could ever made in my life. Because grad school really forces you to grow up. It forces you to mature, and also forces you to deal with some things that, in the past you may have brushed to the side or under the rug. But grad school forces you to, deal with those problems or those issues. So throughout my journey, I thought that I lacked discipline. But it wasn't until I realized that, it wasn't that I lacked discipline. What I did lack was community. And it was because I was the type of person who didn't reach out. And I didn't say I needed help when I needed help, or that I wasn't okay. I need somebody to just be there for me. I didn't allow people to be there for me, which was ironic because, in the field of public health, in the field of medicine, in the field of, healthcare, this profession is so community focused. This program at MSM is so community focused. It focuses heavily on community engagement. So for me to lack community in my personal life was very, very ironic. And it's because most of us are programmed to believe that we can do things on our own. But some things take community to accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish. So trying to do things on your own for the gratification of others and even yourself, it's not how the world works. And when I was chosen to serve as SGA president by my peers, I had to learn that very, very quickly. I had to learn how to lean on them more times than I did in the past. for them to choose me, for them to believe in me, especially during a time when I didn't believe in myself, has really been special to me. It was very, very dear to my heart. So forget my academic achievements and honors throughout my academic career. Being chosen as SGA president to serve them, to represent them, has been my highest honor to date. And for them, I cannot thank them enough, for that. And it wasn't until recently in one of my classes where I realized, what makes a good leader, what makes a great leader. I used to think that a leader had to be perfect. A leader could make mistakes, which is, not possible. We're human. Like I said before, we're going to make mistakes. So I had to acknowledge my humanity so I wouldn't continue to fall and fail. So like I said, I came to realize that a good leader wants to be perfect, but a great leader knows that they're human. So my point is, your next journey, you're going to fail, you're going to fall. At times it's going to be ugly. You're not going to recognize yourself. At times you're not going to be able to pick yourself up. Somebody is going to have to be there to pick you up. And you have to be willing to be vulnerable enough to allow that. Because at the end of the day, it's about changing what we know. We all talk about, change a thing within our generation. And this is the time to do so. This is the time to lean. So I'm challenging you to lean on your community, whether it's your friends, your family, your peers, your professors. Lean, because they're there for you, And I know most of us were taught to pick ourselves up, but that willingness to allow somebody to pick you up when you need to be picked up, it's okay. So just allow somebody to be there during a difficult time. So I know we're often challenged to lead, but I'm challenging you to lean on your community. Someone will lend a hand. And I just hope that, you take that into consideration. And you understand that how important it is to lean and lead. So once again, I'm so proud of all of us. I wish you well on your next journey, on your next chapter, whatever you decide to do. I know that I'm in your corner. I'm behind you 100%. And thank you.
Gentlemen, I ask for your indulgence. Our president is needed elsewhere, and instead of giving the awards to the graduating class, we will start with the faculty awards. There are two very important awards to faculty. Dr. Valerie Montgomery Rice, please come and hand out those awards. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nachabe. And to the graduates, please know how much we wish we were doing this in person. And I know our phenomenal faculty and staff who have nurtured you would want to be here with you to celebrate this time. All of our faculty are exceptional, and our staff is truly outstanding. And today I have the honor of recognizing individuals who really go the extra distance and mile to really model what excellence looks like for you. And they all do it to advance health equity. The first award that I will give is the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society Community Preceptor Award. This award recognizes a community physician who contributes to the education and training of clinical students. Students select the volunteer faculty to receive the award and submit the nomination to the Alpha Omega Alpha National Office. This year's Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society Community Preceptor Award recipient is CLAYTON MARC RAMSUE, MD. Dr. RAMSUE currently serves as the CEO of RAMSUE Consulting Group in Atlanta, Georgia, a consulting firm that specializes in clinician career strategy and professional development. Dr. RAMSUE has a wealth of both clinical and leadership experience during his career. He has served in progressive leadership roles in various segments of the healthcare industry, including site medical director in both urgent care and emergency departments, the regional medical director, a statewide medical director in correctional medicine, and the vice president of medical affairs for Centene Health Plan. Guess what? He's a graduate of Morehouse School of Medicine. He completed his residency training at Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville, Florida, and obtained his master's in healthcare management from Troy University. He served in both the Navy and Air Force and is a retired lieutenant colonel. Please join me in honoring CLAYTON MARC RAMSUE, MD, with the Alpha Omega Alpha Medical Honor Society Community Preceptors Award. Dr. RAMSUE's name will be included among the previous honorees on the traditional plaque displayed in the Dr. Delmar Edwards Library of Morehouse School of Medicine. Please join me in honoring Dr. RAMSUE. Next, I am pleased to award the Leonard Tao Humanism in Medicine Award. This is the 22nd annual Leonard Tao Humanism in Medicine Award sponsored by the Honor P. Gold Foundation, which recognizes students and faculty members who embody clinical excellence, compassionate care delivery, and respect for patients, their families, and colleagues. The 22nd Annual Leonard Tao Humanism in Medicine Faculty Award was described as the following. Truly, I cannot find a more fitting person for this award. I have worked with her since 2009, first as Children's Healthcare of Atlanta employee, and now as a Morehouse School of Medicine employee. It is my honor to work with her. She truly inspires me to be the most compassionate person while keeping science and knowledge up front. I have seen her deal with pediatric patients and their families, as well as research subjects and their family, and she always goes above and beyond to make sure the best treatment is delivered in the most convenient way to patients and subjects. She is an excellent teacher who truly feels for her students and wants them to reach newer heights and mentors them fully to the best extent. You can talk to any of her students and they will admire her for her dedication, her passion for learning, and her passion for teaching. Her most recent example of excellence is how she has dealt with the subjects of the Novavax study. She truly feels for everyone. She spends hours calling and emailing them to answer all of their questions. She worries about everyone and tries to make sure that they're getting the best care, whether or not they stay in the study. She does it in a timely and caring manner. And while I can go on and on about her qualities that fit best to this award, words would never be enough. Please join me in congratulating Dr. LILLY McGluck as the 22nd Annual Leonard Tao Humanism in Medicine Faculty Award recipient. Congratulations, Dr. McGluck.
Thank you so much, Dr. Montgomery Rice, and huge congratulations to my classmate and friend, Dr. MARC RAMSUE, and of course, my colleague, exceptional advisor and faculty member, Dr. LILLY McGluck. And now we come to the main event. On behalf of our esteemed Morehouse School of Medicine faculty, administration, and staff, it is my pleasure to recognize these outstanding graduating students. We will begin with the medical program. We will start with the awards for excellence in the integrated first-year curriculum. These are students who earned all A grades in the first-year integrated curriculum, which includes the following courses: Basic Principles, Organ Systems 1, Organ Systems 2, Organ Systems 3. Students who have received a cumulative score of 90 to 95 across all 4 core courses that I named received the Excellence Award. And those who earned cumulative scores across all 4 core courses of 96 or higher received the Excellence Award with distinction. We have a large group of award recipients. The award recipients for excellence in the integrated first-year curriculum are Jean-Luc Roland with distinction. I do apologize, technical difficulties. Did we show Jean-Luc Roland? Okay. The next award recipient is Jeffa Pinzon with distinction. Adrena Skiles with distinction. Ki Wen with distinction. Juan Macias Garcia with distinction. Alex Orr with distinction. Hannah Perez with distinction. BIVEK WAGLE with distinction. James Tran with distinction. Kevin Say with distinction. And Jyothika Tamijirasu with distinction. These students are receiving the Excellence Award in the integrated first-year curriculum, and they are Oreoluwa Adekunle, RADHIKA AMIN, Victor Bowden, SANCIA BREDY, Jeffrey BYRD. Bernard CHENG. Jacob DAUTEL. DEVIKA DIXIT. Michelle Edward. Did we get Michelle Edward? Very good. Destiny Goodley. Tilcia Granadas. Dolphus Hayes. Jasmine Jack. Malika Kelly. Nelson Kuete. Young Jae Kwan, Jay. Victoria Mitchell. Syed Rizvi. KIRAT SANDHU. Taj Shorter. David Timmer. Judges Bubda Simo. And Danushka Vitharana. The next award is for Fundamentals of Medicine 1. This is a year-long first-year course. We have 5 recipients. And I'm pleased to announce the first recipient is Jeffrey BYRD. Mr. BYRD has a passion for music. At the age of 6 years, he reluctantly started playing the cello. His parents wanted to make sure he participated in both fine arts and athletics as a means of teaching him discipline and commitment to his passions. He would practice the cello daily for 45 minutes, starting at 6:30 a.m. every morning before school, then another 1.5 hours after school until his junior year of high school. After graduating high school, he realized the benefits of playing a musical instrument, being meticulous in completing a task, developing a skill, and above all, being well-balanced. Mr. BYRD played the cello with the Atlanta University Symphonic Orchestra during his 4 years as an undergraduate student at Morehouse College, and continued until his 3rd year at Morehouse School of Medicine. Congratulations, Mr. BYRD. Also for Fundamentals of Medicine 1 is Bernard CHENG. Mr. CHENG has an interest in research in the area of interventional radiology. Following completion of his 3rd year here at Morehouse School of Medicine, he took a leave of absence and completed a research year under the supervision of interventional radiologist Dr. Nima Kokabi at Emory University School of Medicine. This research focused on analyzing how the radiation dose administered to a tumor is associated with patient outcomes. His work during that year led to abstracts with him listed as a co-author and presented at the Society of Interventional Radiologists in June 2020 annual scientific meeting. It was a virtual session. Bernard will complete his internal medicine preliminary internship at Northside Hospital here in Gwinnett and will proceed to interventional radiology residency program training program at University of Texas Health Science Center in San Antonio. Also receiving recognition for Fundamentals of Medicine 1 achievement is Michelle Edward. Miss Edward was born in Georgia to Nigerian parents. As an only child, she spent much of her time with her parents. At the age of 10 years, she moved to Nigeria with her mother to care for her ailing grandmother. She attended middle and high school in Nigeria, adjusting to a new culture and educational system, which was challenging. From this experience, Miss Edward learned a lot about herself and gained the confidence to take on new challenges. After completing high school in Nigeria, Miss Edward returned to the United States for college and once again faced the challenge of readjusting to a new life and culture. Her confidence and strong sense of self allowed her to once again adapt to a new environment and successfully navigate college, graduating with a 4.0 GPA. Michelle will complete her internal medicine pediatrics residency at the University of South Florida Mosanic College of Medicine in Tampa. Also for Fundamentals of Medicine 1 is Kevin Say. Mr. Say is a dedicated team member who collaborates well with others. During his clinical rotations, he not only worked with the primary treatment team, but also with other subspecialists and social workers in order to provide the best quality of care for his patients. He is a good listener who's empathetic and has a flexible mindset. And next, last of the Fundamentals of Medicine is BIVEK WAGLE. Mr. WAGLE grew up in a rural part of Nepal for the first 18 years of his life. The experience of living in a resource-poor yet culturally rich place has shaped his beliefs and values. Even though Nepal has Mount Everest, it is still behind in development and skilled manpower. In the United States, there are not many Nepali doctors and not a single ophthalmologist from Nepal, despite having a large immigrant Nepali population here. He has a passion to do something for the community. His background as a tutor, research assistant, interpreter, and future doctor place him in a unique position to make meaningful impact. I'm pleased to say that BIVEK will complete his internal medicine preliminary internship at The Ohio State University Medical Center in Columbus, and he will stay on there to complete his ophthalmology residency. Team, let's pay attention to Jean-Luc Roland for the next 5 awards. For all the awards handed out in the second year. The next 5 awards go to Jean-Luc Roland. His dedication to his studies has paid off quite well, and he has shared his talent and expertise with others, his classmates, and the Morehouse School of Medicine underclassmen. Mr. Roland has been a very invested academic tutor for over 2 years, helping students in nearly every subject. Of course, he has mastered every subject, earning all A grades in all preclinical courses. Not only all A grades, but top honors. He hopes to become an academic physician upon completion of his training and help build a state-of-the-art medical school in his home country, Haiti. Jean-Luc Roland is the top performer in all second-year courses. Fundamentals of Medicine 2, Microbiology, Pathology, Pathophysiology, and Pharmacology. Well done, Jean-Luc. Oh, I might add that Jean-Luc earned the highest USMLE Step 1 exam score in his class, 263, while he is one of several students in his class to earn Step 2 CK score in the 260s. That's nothing to sneeze at, by the way. Mr. Roland is co-founder and active member of a 501c3 organization aimed at addressing health-related challenges in the United States and abroad, particularly in his home country of Haiti. He was inspired to become a physician by witnessing the inadequacies of the healthcare system of his home country, and through his organization, he is working hard to make a difference in disadvantaged communities. Jean-Luc will complete his internal medicine preliminary internship at the Johns Hopkins Bayview Medical Center in Baltimore, Maryland, and he will stay there to complete his neurology residency training. Thank you, and congratulations, Jean-Luc. The next award recognizes a graduating senior who has demonstrated integrity, excellence, collaboration, compassion, altruism, respect, resilience, empathy, and service, especially to marginalized communities. I am proud to announce that Suhaib Abaza is the 2021 Leonard Tao Humanism in Medicine Award. He also tied for this award with Claire IDEHEN. Let's talk about Suhaib. Mr. Abaza has been transformed by the power of listening. Through his journey in medical school, Mr. Abaza learned what it means to listen, listening to patients describe their hurt, listening to friends and family describe ways that he can show up for them, listening to the community describe ways the healthcare system has harmed them, and listening to the constructive feedback of mentors, nurses, residents, and doctors he met along the way. He has turned his ability to listen, which was once a weakness, into one of his greatest strengths. By practicing radical honesty with himself, he not only found himself appreciating guidance and constructive feedback, but he has also found it instrumental in his growth as a person and his ability to care for his patients. I am happy to announce that Suhaib matched in emergency medicine at the Emory University School of Medicine. Tying for the award for Leonard Tao Humanism in Medicine is Claire IDEHEN. As a child of immigrant parents from Nigeria, Ms. IDEHEN has seen firsthand, while visiting her parents' native land, the difficulties persons with little means face daily. She also grew up understanding the importance of quality health care on people's lives and well-being. She is choosing to become a physician to help lessen some of the health-related inequities some communities face. She believes competent health care is the answer to solving much of the world's inequality. Her sense of social justice grew during her college studies at the University of California, Santa Barbara, where she majored in biological sciences with a minor in Black studies. Throughout her adult life, she has spearheaded campaigns to improve access to medical care, curb homelessness, and lessen mass incarceration. To lessen the impact of COVID-19 pandemic against the most vulnerable persons, she mobilized fellow health profession students to form a mutual aid response network, which worked to assemble hygiene packs and do-it-yourself wash stations for homeless residents of Atlanta. Claire will complete her internal medicine pediatrics residency training at the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai Hospital in New York. The selection committee chose Suhaib and Claire because they felt the two students have equally strong portfolio of community advocacy, compelling demonstration of service orientation, and impactful community service. Congratulations to Suhaib and Claire. We now come to outstanding achievement in the basic sciences. We have 8 recipients. These 8 students completed the basic science years, the first 2 years of medical school, with a perfect 4.0 GPA out of a possible 4.0 GPA. We will start with Alex Orr. Mr. Orr has always felt his best work in anything he has accomplished in life has its bearings through compassion, which stems from the Latin word compatibilis, which means to empathize or to suffer with. He believes he is not only concerned for his patients' sufferings, but he takes charge of the awesome privilege to be a part of his patients' care. He is a strong believer that the biggest change we can do is to change ourselves, and only then can we change others. He hopes to become the physician who will never tire of walking into a patient's room smiling, or to enter a silent patient's room with the ability to absorb the emotions and empathize with his patients. Alex will complete his internal medicine preliminary internship at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, California, and residency training in neurology also at Cedars-Sinai. Judges Bubda Simo is our next award recipient for excellence in the basic sciences. Mr. Bubda Simo prides himself on being dependable. Throughout his life, whether it was his family, friends, or colleagues, he has always made himself available when needed. It is important for him to be dependable because he has had to rely on his family, friends, professors, and mentors while achieving his goals. As such, he makes it a priority to be available and to lend support to others in their efforts to achieve their goals as well. Georges will complete his residency in neurological surgery at the University of Alabama Medical Center in Birmingham. Hannah Perez is our next award recipient. Ms. Perez states that being empathetic was encouraged by her faith and family since she was very young. Her parents always taught her never to forget where she came from and that God gave her talents and abilities so that she can use them for the good of others. This was a huge influence in her decision to become a doctor and is her motivation to be the best practitioner she can be. During her time in medical school here at Morehouse School of Medicine, she has worked to serve vulnerable populations that do not have regular access to health care at the Portal de Salud Health Fair for undocumented immigrants. She values the fact that Grady Memorial Hospital, where most of her rotations took place, is where many homeless persons come to receive health care. And as a student, she has participated in their care. She hopes to practice at an urban hospital caring for vulnerable patients. She will complete her emergency medicine residency training at Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai, West Morningside, New York. Our next award recipient for excellence in the basic sciences year is Jeffa Pinzon. Mr. Pinzon showed his tenacity and hard work by overcoming the obstacle of language barrier when he first came to the United States. Not only was he able to overcome this adversity, he graduated summa cum laude from the University of Central Florida and has performed extremely well in medical school. He will complete his emergency medicine residency training at Orlando Health in Orlando, Florida. And of course, Jean-Luc Roland. Mr. Roland has been involved in research for nearly 2 years, starting with bench research, focusing on circadian rhythm and its effect on life cycle at a cellular level. These days, his focus is outside of the lab. He is working on 2 projects centered around Parkinson's disease and research participation, and another study that focuses on Alzheimer's patients and emergency department visits. Jean-Luc will complete internal medicine preliminary internship at the Johns Hopkins Bayview Medical Center in Baltimore, Maryland, and will stay on there for his neurology residency training, also at the Johns Hopkins. Jyothika Tamijarasu is our next recipient for excellence in the basic sciences. Ms. Tamijarasu has held many leadership positions throughout her education and is currently the MD Council President. She also served as class president during her 2nd year. During her presidency, she led her medical class executive board in their school-wide white coat fundraiser, which generated over $2,000 towards their class funds. Ms. Tamijarasu also served as first-year Lampoon's co-chair. In this role, she led her class in the skit writing and planning process, video production, and event promotion. She enjoys being a leader because she can help accomplish shared goals and enable her peers to materialize their ideas. She will complete her internal medicine residency training in at the University of California, Davis Medical Center in Sacramento, California. Danushka Vitharana is our next award recipient for excellence in the basic sciences. Ms. Vitharana grew up in Australia and moved to the United States after graduating from high school so that she could enter college and pursue her goal of becoming a physician. While it was a challenge to leave her family and move to a new country, she knew that the sacrifice she was making would be worthwhile. After becoming a physician, she worked to adjust to college and being so far away from home, and her goal of pursuing medicine helped her through this time. She has applied the same resilience as she successfully navigated through the challenges of medical school. Danushka will complete her general surgery training at Louisiana State University School of Medicine in New Orleans. And last but certainly not the least, of our Basic Science Award recipient is James Tran. James enjoys teaching and originally wanted to become a high school math or science teacher. He was a tutor for many years prior to matriculation at Morehouse School of Medicine and currently works as a tutor for MSM underclassmen. Following his postgraduate training, he intends to join an academic medical center helping train medical students and residents. Congratulations, seniors. We now move to our Primary Care Award, and I'm glad to tell you that the recipient is Michelle Adora ORABUEZE. Michelle was selected by the awards committee for the alignment of her motivations for practice as a physician with the honorable mission of Morehouse School of Medicine. Michelle will serve marginalized, vulnerable, and medically underserved communities in family medicine. She will complete her residency training in family medicine at Ventura County Medical Center, Ventura, California. We will now recognize our graduating MD students for their performance in the clinical years. The Outstanding Achievement in the Clinical Sciences Award, we have 3 recipients. This award is given to the graduating medical students with the highest cumulative GPA in the 3rd year. These 3 students earned all A grades in the 3rd year clerkships, and their Step 2 CK scores were 260 or greater. The award recipients are KIRAT SANDHU. Ms. Sandhu has demonstrated a commitment to medical education in many ways. First, by acting as chair to the academic committee during her first year in medical school. She organized MARC, anatomy, practical, and provided academic resources for her classmates. She also became a tutor for pathology, pathophysiology, pharmacology, and microbiology during the 3rd year, where she aided students with the material in those courses as well as shared strategies for Step 1 success. She plans to continue teaching throughout her career to fulfill her passion for teaching and supporting students. And I am very proud to announce that KIRAT is a fellow obstetrician gynecologist. She will complete her training in obstetrics and gynecology at the Cleveland Clinic Foundation in Cleveland, Ohio. We now move to Jyothika Tamijirasu. Ms. Tamijirasu enjoys engaging with the community and has been participating in local health fairs and health-related community events since she was an undergraduate student. She was an active volunteer at the University of California, Davis student-run Imani Clinic as an undergrad and has volunteered with many local organizations as well as Morehouse School of Medicine student-run Health Equity for All Lives Heal Clinic. She recently volunteered with a community emergency medicine physician to provide COVID-19 screening to members of the Norcross, Georgia community. She believes that interacting with the public outside of the clinic is one of the best ways to promote public health and well-being. And the last award recipient for excellence in the clinical sciences is Danushka Vitharana. Ms. Vitharana discovered a passion for public health as a medical student, and it has inspired her to use her training to work to reduce health disparities within her community. Her first-year community health course helped her understand how to develop a community intervention from researching the community itself to conducting extensive interviews with its members and stakeholders. This also inspired her summer research project following her first year in medical school, where she worked to reduce educational disparities for children from underserved communities, given the implications of education on health outcomes. She plans to pursue a master's in public health degree so that she can build on her medical skills and actively participate in improving the quality of life for members of her community. The next award is the MARC Award for Scholastic Achievement. This award is given to the best all-around student based on their stellar graduating cumulative GPA, Step 1 and Step 2 CK clinical knowledge scores. The award recipient is KIRAT SANDHU. KIRAT earned all A grades on the third-year clerkships, is a summa cum laude graduate, and has the highest CK score in her class. In fact, Kira earned the highest CK score ever at Morehouse School of Medicine of 271. Ms. Sandhu chose Morehouse School of Medicine for its mission. It was the only school she researched that explicitly talked about health equity, not just reducing health disparities. She has shown dedication to this mission during her time at MSM in multiple ways. As a second-year medical student, she served as co-director and founding student lead on the Health Equity for All Lives Heal Clinic on Wheels mobile clinic. She did this despite a demanding second-year course schedule, often sacrificing study times during test weeks and dedicated Step 1 study period to attend last-minute meetings. Currently, she is working with fellow students on creating a street medicine outreach program for sex workers and displaced transgender residents of Atlanta. She does this work because she believes in bringing accessible health care to every community, and that work at any level of education can be a valuable contribution to health equity. She boldly stated, "If I believe in the work, I will always make it a priority." Congratulations to my fellow obstetrician gynecologist, KIRAT SANDHU. The next award is for Superior Academic Achievement Award. We have two recipients, and they should be familiar to you now. We have Jyotika Tamijurasu and Danushka Vitharana. This award recognizes exceptional academic performance all through all 4 years of medical school. It is awarded to seniors who graduate with a perfect 4.0 cumulative GPA out of a possible 4.0 GPA. Jyotika, as I mentioned before, will train in internal medicine at the University of California Davis Medical Center in Sacramento, and Danushka Vitharana will train in general surgery at Louisiana State University School of Medicine in New Orleans. The Louis W. Sullivan, MD Academic Achievement Award. This award goes to the overall top performer in the medical school graduating class in terms of GPA, Step 1 score, and Step 2 clinical knowledge score. And the award recipient is Jyotika Tamijurasu. Ms. Tamijurasu's internal medicine clerkship director wrote this about her. She is one of our brilliant students who worked extremely hard. She is consistently respectful, kind, and dedicated to learning. She expanded her knowledge base consistently as reflected in her comments, write-ups, class participation, National Board for Medical Examiners in Service 95th percentile performance, and daily notes. Her interactions with superiors, staff, and colleagues were always cordial. She was willing to help make rounds smooth. She presented with excellence, generating appropriate and accurate differential diagnosis, treatment plans, and follow-up. Overall, she is definitely in the top 5% of students in the nation. The following awards were established by Morehouse School of Medicine esteemed faculty and adjunct faculty. We will begin with the Ryan and Reginald Wimberly Community Service Award. This award was established by our very own Dr. Yolanda Wimberly, Senior Associate Dean for Graduate Medical Education and Designated Institutional Officer. She created this award to honor a medical student named for her kids, who are now teenagers. I used to know them when they were little kids. To honor a medical student in the graduating class who has been a diligent force within the community. This award recognizes the graduate medical student with the most significant community service portfolio. I am happy to announce that it also comes with a generous, very generous cash award of $500, courtesy of Dr. Yolanda Wimberly. Thank you, Dr. Wimberly. The Ryan and Reginald Wimberly Community Service Award goes to Suhaib Abaza. Mr. Abaza has a passion for social justice. His involvement with grassroots organizing before medical school taught him to uphold community healing. During his clinical experiences at Grady Memorial Hospital and on the mobile street medicine unit, he witnessed firsthand how class, race, gender, unemployment, addiction, mental health, and incarceration all meld into manifestations of preventable disease. He began to see that community-based solutions that prioritize the social aspects of well-being in order to begin to address the physical when needed. He sees his role as an agent of social change, using health and the physician creed to do no harm as the guiding principles for advocacy on a community level. Again, congratulations, Suhaib, and thank you so much, Dr. Wimberly. It's my pleasure to announce the Rosa Ann Carter Academic Achievement Award, established by our very own Dr. Kitty Carter Wicker, Associate Professor of Family Medicine and Director of our Objective Structured Clinical Education Office, OSCE. The award recipient is Mrs. Latasha Oaks Comer. Mrs. Oaks Comer worked professionally for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta for almost 8 years before medical school. She was instrumental in leading many initiatives for the organization, including the merger with Pediatric Endocrine Associates and with Children's Primary Care Center of Chambly. In these roles, she helped merge patient records, developed manuals to assist patients and support staff, translated documents, created call scripting, and communicated daily with patients' families. Dr. Kitty established this award in recognition of her late mother, Mrs. Rosa Ann Carter, her mother's 30 years of service as an area clerk at Grady Memorial Hospital's 13th floor labor and delivery floor, where she worked for almost 30 years, from 1966 to 1995. This award comes with a very generous cash award of $1,200, courtesy of Dr. Kitty Carter Wicker. Many thanks, Dr. Kitty. I will now announce the next 5 awards that were established by one of our own, an alum, residency alum, and adjunct faculty, Dr. Carla Booker. She established these awards to honor the rich legacies of her father, mother, late husband, and grandparents. I am happy to say that each award comes with a $250 check, courtesy of Dr. Carla Booker. We thank her for always supporting our students. We will begin with the James Avery Booker Jr., DDS MD, Memorial Scholarship. This award recognizes a graduating student who is in the military and has shown ability to meet the rigors of being a United States military officer, as well as the steadfastness and brilliance it takes to become a physician. The recipient is Kevin Say. Mr. Say is a diligent student and always sees things through the end. His parents are first-generation immigrants from Cambodia who came to the United States to escape the Khmer Rouge and to look for new opportunities. His parents taught him the importance of hard work and perseverance. Kevin will complete his internal medicine residency training at the National Capital Consortium Walter Reed National Military Center in Bethesda, Maryland. The Kent Allen Pindle Smith Memorial Scholarship is named after Dr. Booker's late husband, who championed compassionate treatment for mental health disorders and dedicated his life to providing a safe place for convicted felons to receive psychiatric support. Mr. Kent Allen Pindle's life was cut short when he died of cancer at the age of 52 years. This award goes to Jack St. Jean. Let me say that again. Jack St. Jean, in recognition of his humility, dedication to, and compassion for his patients battling mental health disorders. Mr. St. Jean is a first-generation American. He is the oldest of three and is the first in his family to attend and graduate from a four-year university. He graduated with summa cum laude honors in undergrad, receiving a Bachelor of Science in Biology with a minor in chemistry. Furthermore, he's also the first in his entire family to pursue postgraduate education at the doctoral level. Jacques will complete his psychiatry residency training at SUNY Upstate Medical University, Syracuse, New York. The Henry E. and Marion P. Bryan Memorial Scholarship is named for Dr. Booker's grandparents. This award recognizes the graduating senior whose life exemplifies Dr. Booker's philosophy of your attitude determines your altitude. The award goes to Victoria Wright. Ms. Wright is committed to serving her community. Through the last 3 years, she has served at her church's annual community health fair, where she provided medical advice and primary care to members of the surrounding community. Being able to serve in this way is just one of the ways she has maintained her commitment to serving the underserved. It has been an opportunity for the most important things in her life to intertwine: her faith and her desire to serve underrepresented populations. Victoria will complete her family medicine residency training at Wellstar Kennestone Regional Medical Center in Smyrna, Georgia. The James A. and Thelma M. Booker Memorial Scholarship recognizes a graduating senior who has distinguished themselves with tenacity, humility, and determination to carry out their dream of becoming a physician, undeterred by obstacles. This award is named after Dr. Booker's grandparents. The recipient is Michelle Hemmer. Ms. Hemmer, along with her husband, Magine, are practicing Roman Catholics. They are members of the Immaculate Heart of Mary Church in Decatur, Georgia. The couple volunteer as catechists, teaching children about the Catholic faith and helping prepare them for holy sacraments. She finds this experience very rewarding as she is making a lasting positive impact in those children and helping them lay the foundation for a productive adult life. It is not surprising that Michelle will complete her residency training in pediatrics, and I'm happy that she chose to stay here at Morehouse School of Medicine for her training. And we come to the last of Dr. Booker's awards, the Dr. Dolores Bryan Booker Award for Excellence in Pediatrics. This award goes to Ellie Masseri. Dr. Booker established this award to honor her mother, who continues to dedicate her life to the nurturing and education of children. Her belief is that the care and cultivation of children is a society's best investment in itself. Ellie will complete his pediatrics residency training at Broward Health Medical Center in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Mr. Masseri states his acute lymphocytic leukemia diagnosis at the age of 5 years was one of the most important life-defining experiences in his life. The experience is still vivid in his mind, and it affected not just him, but his parents and his family. His lengthy stay as a resident of Miami Children's Hospital not only introduced him to medical terminologies such as leukocytes at a very young age, hemoglobin, and platelets. The experiences also piqued his interest in medicine, leading to his eventual decision to become a physician. He believes his experiences as a patient has helped him gain a deeper understanding of some of the concerns and anxieties which patients feel during their interactions with the medical profession, and he hopes to be a more understanding, accommodating, and empathetic pediatrician. Again, we're very grateful to Dr. Carla Booker for her financial support of our graduating students. This is a relatively new award. This is our second year giving this award, and it's courtesy of our very own Dr. Dolapo Babalola. Dr. Babalola is the Family Medicine and Rural Health Clerkship Director, and she established this award in loving memory of our late father, an academician, researcher, and educator. This award is the Professor Isaac Adelshun Research Award, and it goes to Jeffrey BYRD. Dr. Babalola has also provided a very generous cash award of $1,000. Thank you, Dr. Babalola. Mr. BYRD has conducted different research at several places, including Children's Hospital of Atlanta, Scottish Rite campus, under the supervision of Dr. Jill Flanagan, working on elucidating bone growth velocity in osteogenesis imperfecta patients. He also participated in a retrospective study under Drs. J. Won Rhee and Christian Gradniello at Johns Hopkins School of Medicine on minimally invasive rib-sparing transpedicular thoracic corpectomy. It is not surprising that Jeffrey will complete his orthopedic surgery residency training, and he will train at Virginia Commonwealth University Health System in Richmond, Virginia. I am pleased to announce the next award, the T.A. Sappington Award, and this award goes to Nyjah Monet Burris. Nyjah will complete her family medicine residency training here at Morehouse School of Medicine. And I thank our family medicine department leaders, Dr. Falashade Omole, who is the chairperson and professor of family medicine, and Dr. Dolapo Babalola, clerkship director, for putting forward a compelling nomination which the Georgia Academy of Family Physicians Membership Committee and Executive Committee overwhelmingly approved. Nyjah, this award recognizes the individual efforts you made as a graduating medical student. It is also a thank you from the Academy and your peers for committing to family medicine and choosing to remain in Georgia for your residency training. As a T.A. Sappington Award winner, you will receive a certificate of accomplishment as well as a monetary award from the Georgia Academy of Family Physicians. You will also be featured in an upcoming Georgia Academy of Family Physicians newsletter highlighting your accomplishments and future in family medicine. Congratulations. We now move on to recognizing the seniors who were elected to membership in the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. We have several names, and we will start with Alex Orr. Georges Bubda Simo. Hannah Perez. Jeffa Pinzon. Jean-Luc Roland. Jotika Tamijurasu. James TRAN. Danushka Vitharana. Oreoluwa Adekunle. Jacob DAUTEL. Ki Wen. Malika Kelly. Young Jae Kwon, Juan Macias Garcia, KIRAT SANDHU, and Adrina Skiles. Congratulations, AOS students. We now move on to recognize our MD honor graduates. We will recognize the summa cum laude students. These are students who earned cumulative GPA of 3.85 to 4.0. Summa cum laude students are Jyotika Tamizrasu, Danushka Vitarana, Jean-Luc Roland, Alex Orr, Georges Bubdasimo, KIRAT SANDHU, Juan Macias Garcia, and James TRAN. Congratulations, summa cum laude graduates. We now move on to the magna cum laude students. These are graduating students with cumulative GPA of 3.70 to 3.84, and they are Malika Kelly, Jacob DAUTEL, Adrina Skiles, Hannah PEREZ, Jeffa PINZON, Young Jae Kwon, Areoluwa Adekunle, and Ki Wen. Cum laude students are next. These students are graduating with a cumulative GPA of 3.50 to 3.69. The class of 2021 Morehouse School of Medicine cum laude graduates are Bernard Cheng, Dolphus Hayes, Jasmine Jack, David Timmer, Tilcia Granados, Kevin Say, Destiny Goodley, Jeffrey Bird, Victoria Mitchell, BIVEK WAGLE, SANCIA BREDY, Claire IDEHEN, and last but certainly not the least, RADHIKA AMIN. The next award to share with you is the MD Honor Graduate in Community Health and Service Award, and the recipient is Young Jae Kwon. His project title is Development of Radio Frequency Identification-Based Electronic Health Record System for use in rural and inaccessible communities. As a youngster, Mr. Kwon was not always comfortable with his heritage, as he did not want to be different from his peers. As he grew older and got to know others of similar background, he has grown in confidence and takes pride in his differences. As an undergraduate student at the University of Georgia, he was the leader of the Korean Student Association and served as the group's president. He is the current president of the Korean American Medical Student Association of Georgia. He also served as the vice president of the National Korean American Medical Student Association. Mr. Kwon has collaborated with Center for Pan-Asian Community Services and Asian Pacific American Medical Student Association. He believes he has found his true identity through his work in these professional organizations. He will complete his residency in pediatrics at University of California, San Francisco, Benoff Children's Hospital in Oakland, California. We are now moving forward to the departmental awards for graduating medical students. These awards are presented by the respective clinical departments, and the recipients are selected by the departments. We will begin with emergency medicine. Yes, we do not have an emergency medicine department, but we have collaboration with Emory University School of Medicine. And the faculty at Emory University School of Medicine, Department of Emergency Medicine, they have selected Jasmine Gentry. She was selected as the Student of the Year. Ms. Gentry serves on the Student Advisory Panel for the student-run Health Equity for All Lives Clinic. She also served as the clinic's co-director of physician recruitment. On the third-year internal medicine clerkship, one of Jasmine's ward-attending physicians wrote, "Jasmine performed exceptionally well on a busy internal medicine rotation. She took responsibility as the primary care provider for the patients assigned to her. She had excellent bedside manner. She has a warm, approachable demeanor. She is a hard worker. She was a valuable member of the medical team. She has great medical knowledge. Jasmine is one of the best Morehouse medical students I have worked with in my time as faculty." It is not surprising that Jasmine has chosen emergency medicine and will train at Emory University School of Medicine in emergency medicine. We now come to family medicine and rural health. And the recipients are, we have two award recipients, Adrena Skiles. One of Ms. Skiles' strongest character traits is empathy. While on her clinical rotations, she facilitated several pleasant interactions with patients who were reported as uncooperative by other members of the treatment team. Many patients have appreciated her active listening skills. Additionally, her emotional intelligence has helped her mediate and prevent conflict in the workplace and various other situations. The other award recipient for Family Medicine and Rural Health Clerkship Excellence Award is Kevin Say. Mr. Say is adaptable to changes and looks at the positive side of every situation. Before heading to the Basic Officer Leaders course for the Army, he did not know what to expect. However, he decided to make the most of it. He volunteered to be the platoon sergeant for the first 2 weeks, and afterwards continued to help his friends with their leadership roles throughout his time at Fort Sam Houston. He will complete his residency training in internal medicine at National Capital Consortium Walter Reed National Military Center in Bethesda, Maryland. Both Adrena and Kevin, courtesy of the Department of Family Medicine, will receive a check for $150. I thank you, Dr. Folashade Omole, professor and chairperson of our Family Medicine Department. Thank you for your leadership. We now come to internal medicine. The first award is the Ambulatory Adult Medicine Award. We have two students. Again, Adrena Skiles. Ms. Skiles prides herself in mentoring young minority men and women interested in pursuing medicine. She regularly volunteers for events that provide the opportunity to engage students in the biological sciences. As a student, she has offered support to classmates who may be struggling and has encouraged them to embody their fullest potential. She has a strong desire to continue to impact underserved communities through volunteerism and service. She will complete her transitional year at Northside Hospital Gwinnett in Lawrenceville. And in July 2022, she will begin her residency training in anesthesiology at University of North Carolina Hospitals in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. The other award recipient for ambulatory adult medicine is David Timmer. Mr. Timmer spent the summer after his first year of medical school working on research related to retinal circadian rhythm and gave a presentation entitled, "Does the circadian clock modulate the activation of the apoptotic pathway under oxidative stress conditions?" He has volunteered at the Morehouse School of Medicine student-run free clinic, Health Equity for All Lives Heal, the Portal de Salud Health Fair, and the Champs Health Summer through Clark University. He is also able to communicate in 4 languages: English, Haitian Creole, French, and Spanish. David will complete his internal medicine residency training at University of California, San Diego Medical Center. Congratulations to Adrina and David. The other internal medicine award is for excellence in the internal medicine clerkship, and we have 2 recipients. The first is Chima Odinkemere. Mr. Odinkemere is a visionary. He is able to imagine future possibilities and creative solutions which have enhanced ideas, businesses, and organizations. He has honed this skill with hopes to make positive changes to society, beginning with himself. After realizing how often medical students struggle academically, he built a startup company centered around helping them excel in their studies with the goal to decrease attrition rate. Moving forward, his aim is to enhance the healthcare system nationally and build clinics and hospitals in third world countries. Chima will complete his anesthesiology residency training at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center in Boston, Massachusetts. And the other award recipient for internal medicine is Kiaken Sonkali. Mother, wife, daughter, and librarian, Ms. Sonkali has embraced these roles well and integrated them into her role as a medical student. Her dedication to her family is also reflected in the time and dedication she gives to her academics. She brings to discussions her unique cultural experiences as a librarian. Ms. Sonkali is resilient and has a unique ability to thrive in adversity. She is a survivor of many years of civil war in her home country of Liberia. She has not allowed the negative experiences of war to limit her. She has instead focused on healing and educating herself to help others heal physically and emotionally. She started medical school with an infant. In fact, I remember Kirken during her interview, she was pregnant, heavily pregnant. She started medical school with an infant, worked hard, and has been successful through her 4 years of tenure at Morehouse School of Medicine. Kirken will complete her internal medicine residency training here at Morehouse School of Medicine. Well done. The next award is from the Obstetrics and Gynecology Department. We have 2 award recipients. This award is the Nelson McGee Jr. MD PhD Obstetrics and Gynecology Award. Just a little bit of historical information. Dr. McGee was instrumental in the establishment of the OBGYN residency training program. Our first award recipient is Juan Macias Garcia. Juan is the recipient of this award because he earned the highest National Board for Medical Examiners exam score in obstetrics and gynecology. Mr. Macias Garcia believes that everyone should have access to quality health care, regardless of their background or economic status. He is well aware of the lack of healthcare resources abroad and tries to do what he can to serve some of those resource-deficient communities. During the summer of 2015, he had the opportunity to volunteer abroad at Bocas del Toro in Panama, an experience he found humbling, rewarding, and instrumental. He had planned to travel with the Morehouse School of Medicine medical team to volunteer in Haiti during the summer of 2018, but the trip was canceled due to political unrest in Haiti. He fully intends to continue to volunteer abroad in communities that are in desperate need of medical attention. He will complete his general surgery residency training at Rush University Medical Center in Chicago. And the other award recipient is James Tran. He is the recipient of this award because he earned the highest composite final grade. James enjoys teaching and originally wanted to become a high school math and science teacher. He was a tutor for many years prior to his matriculation and has taught MSM underclassmen. He plans to continue teaching medical students throughout his career. Of note, James has been actively involved with his Vietnamese community as a Boy Scout leader and church youth leader. He will complete his general surgery residency training at Huntington Memorial Hospital, Pasadena, California. The Pediatrics Department is pleased to announce the Otis W. Smith MD Award for Excellence in Pediatrics, and the recipient is Paola Rodriguez. She had one of the highest composite scores according to the Pediatrics Clerkship. What set Paola apart was her communication and level of professionalism, the Pediatrics Clerkship Director wrote. She displayed the demeanor of someone in their second year of residency. Her initiative and overall disposition was so refreshing, and I oftentimes found myself thinking, I hope she's interested in doing Pete's residency here at MSM. She would represent us so well for years to come. Paola was community service co-chair of the Medical Spanish Club, where she helped create a high school mentoring program, as well as develop translation service opportunities at the Stewart Detention Center. She hopes to continue to be actively involved in her community through her medical career. She will complete her residency training in pediatrics at the University of Tennessee College of Medicine in Chattanooga. The Psychiatry Department is pleased to announce this award. We have two recipients for the Excellence in Psychiatry. We will start with Jasmine Jack. Ms. Jack has a resilient and adaptable mindset. Growing up in Singapore with her family, where her father, a chemical engineer, worked for 7 years as the regional director of operations for DuPont, overseeing Asia and the Middle East. Ms. Jack learned to fit in despite feeling different from her friends and classmates. Seeing the lack of resources in some areas of the country helped her understand how privileged she was and made her determined to help those less privileged. When her family returned to the United States, residing in Texas, she was a competitive high school athlete. One year she fractured her hip, but the next year she rehabilitated and won the Texas All-State in high jump competition. She and her team also won first place in the 4x100 meter relay at a national AAU competition. Jasmine Jack will complete her psychiatry residency training at the University of Texas Southwestern Medical School in Dallas. And the other award recipient for psychiatry is Jacques St. Jean. The psychiatry course director commented on Jacques' performance on the clerkship, stating, he adjusted to changes in the rotation necessitated by the COVID-19 virus, which was 3 weeks of virtual learning and 3 weeks of clinical experience, without complaining, suggesting flexibility, adjusting to change. He maintained a positive attitude throughout the rotation. It's my pleasure to announce the Surgery Department's award. The General Surgery Award recipient is Robert Seniors. Robert said that growing up in an African-American Southern household, he was taught to respect his elders and those in authority. Growing up, he has prided himself on being humble and knowing that this in itself can take one far in life. He believes that in the field of surgery, respecting those who have come before you and being a learner before being a leader will help him become a competent surgeon. He will complete his general surgery residency training at the University of Texas Medical School in Houston, Texas. And the other surgery award is the Asa G. Yancey Senior MD Award, and this goes to Juan Macias Garcia. Mr. Macias Garcia is proud to have dedicated more than 7 years to resistance training. He enjoys this activity, which he uses to relieve stress and maintain optimal health and mental well-being, optimal physical and mental health. During tough times while in medical school, for instance, while preparing for his USMLE Step 1 examination, lifting weights and working out at the gym helped him clear his mind and helped him strategize how best to tackle obstacles and get through them. Mr. Macias Garcia has shared his exercise regimen with his patients, especially those struggling with their weight. He is empathetic of obese patients as he was overweight and obese in his childhood and adolescence. With his exercise regimen, he has lost the excess weight and maintained the weight loss. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the award section for our soon-to-be MD graduates, and we will now recognize our graduating Master of Public Health students. We will begin with the Academic Achievement Award. This award is given to the graduating Master of Public Health student with the highest cumulative GPA. This award goes to Raven Jamari Crowder. Raven's culminating research title is Predictors of Self-Reported Asthma Among Adults Aged 18 Years and Older in the United States. Well done, Raven. The next award for our Master of Public Health graduates is the Community Service Award. The recipient of this award is judged by the MPH program as having participated in the most noteworthy and significant service to the communities we serve, and the recipient is Aravia Ariel Patterson. Aravia's research title is Sacred Births, a community-based douala program serving low-income African-American women in neighborhood planning unit care. Congratulations, Aravia. We will now move on to the Leadership Award. This award recognizes excellence in leadership, and the award goes to Franz Devon Sawyer. Franz's research title is The Socio-Demographic and Regional Disparities in the Prevalence of Self-Reported History of Coronary Heart Disease Among Persons 18 Years and Over in the United States. Congratulations, Franz. And we have the Bill Jenkins Master of Public Health Achievement Award. And the award recipient, we have two award recipients. The first is Aravia Ariel Patterson. Aravia will be pursuing a PhD in public health sciences with specialization in health promotion and behavioral sciences at the University of Louisville. A little-known fact about Aravia is that while pursuing her MPH degree, she served as a co-editor of an anthology on Black women's experiences during the COVID-19 pandemic. Aravia is especially proud of completing graduate school in the middle of a pandemic and maintaining her sanity. The other award recipient is Franz Devon Sawyer, and I'm pleased to announce that Aravia and Franz will receive a check for $100 courtesy of our Graduate Education in Public Health program. I thank the MPH program leadership for this generous support of our students. Congratulations, students. We will now recognize our honor graduates, MPH honor graduates. We have 5 recipients. This award recognizes the top 5 students in the graduating class with the highest cumulative GPA of 3.90 or higher, in the order from 3.978 to 3.907. We will start with the highest. Tremaine Wilkinson, MD. Dr. Wilkinson is a member of our executive MPH class, and he graduates, sorry, he or she, I'm sorry, it's a she, and she graduates with the highest graduate education in public health cumulative GPA. Thank you. And next is Raven Jamari Crowder. Raven hopes to train as a physician assistant in order to continue her work of serving as a champion of health equity. She also plans to sharpen her public health skills to continue applying her knowledge to best serve communities in need. A little known fact about Raven is that she was born prematurely, weighing only 3 pounds, 7 ounces. The next recipient is Miranda Shea Perry. Miranda, I am happy to say, will be staying here at Morehouse School of Medicine to pursue her MD degree. She is most proud of the fact that her master's research was accepted for publication. The next honor graduate is Joy Christina Franklin Stinson. Next steps for Joy include a fellowship with the Division of Adolescent and School Health at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. A little known fact about her is that her beloved grandfather, Dr. Hall Franklin II, confirmed that her mother was pregnant with her. One accomplishment that Joy is most proud of is persevering to complete her graduate school virtually amid this horrible COVID-19 pandemic. And the last honor graduate is Tesfaya McConum Bayalagan, MD. Dr. Bayalagan is a member of our executive MPH class. We will now recognize the Delta Omega Honor Society Award for students. This award recognizes the top students in the graduating MPH class with the highest cumulative GPAs, and we have 4 award recipients. The first is Dr. Tremaine Wilkinson, a member of our executive MPH class. The next is Raven Jamari Crowder. Raven is most proud of overcoming the many trials and hurdles she experienced during her current matriculation here at MSM, including the loss of a dear classmate and an unprecedented and unimaginable global pandemic. She feels that she thrived, worked hard, and successfully earned this Master of Public Health degree. Her research title is Predictors of Self-Reported Asthma Among Adults Aged 18 Years and Older in the United States. The next award recipient is Miranda Shea Perry. Miranda's culminating research is on the predictors of heart attack among adults aged 18 years and older in the United States. And lastly, but certainly not the least, is Joy Christina Franklin Stinson. Joy's research title is Star Connection, a school-based mentoring program for children with incarcerated parents in the Neighborhood Planning Unit K. Congratulations. We will now recognize students in the graduate education in the biomedical sciences program. Awards for the graduate education in the biomedical sciences JEB students. We will start with the outstanding graduate student in the biomedical sciences, PhD. And the award goes to Christopher John DeVera. His dissertation title is The Role of Circadian Rhythm Disruption in the Retina Pigment Epithelium and Its Effect on Retinal Health. And his research advisor is Dr. Gianluca Tosini, Chair of Pharmacology and Toxicology and Professor of Pharmacology and Toxicology, as well as our Chief Scientific Officer. We have the Master of Science in Biomedical Research. The outstanding Master of Science in Biomedical Research graduate is Daniel Walters. I am glad to note that Daniel plans to continue his studies here at the Morehouse School of Medicine in our PhD program. A little known fact about him is that he enjoys working in the research lab. Daniel was recognized with the Rising Star Award from his program. It is not surprising that the JEBS program eagerly recruited him into our PhD program. Well done, Daniel. His thesis title is The Obesity-Associated Leptin Restricts Anti-Cancer Drug, Betozomib, Induced Death in LNCAP prostate cancer cells. And his research advisor is Dr. Karen Russell Randall, Associate Professor of Pharmacology and Toxicology, Microbiology, Biochemistry, and Immunology, also Program Director for our MSBR program. We now move to our MSc, or Master of Science in Clinical Research. The Outstanding Fellow Award goes to our own faculty member, Dr. Yusuf Omosun. He is an assistant professor in the Department of Microbiology, biochemistry, and immunology. His dissertation title is Determining the Role of SARS-CoV-2 Membrane Protein in Disease Pathogenesis, and his research advisors are Dr. LILLY IMMERGLUCK, Professor of Microbiology, Biochemistry, and Immunology, Dr. Francis Echo, Professor of Microbiology, Biochemistry, and Immunology. The next award in the MSCR program is the Excellence in Clinical Research Award, and it goes to Jessica Jordan. Jessica's dissertation title is Addressing Barriers to Telemedicine in a Predominantly Minority Underserved Community, and her research advisor is Dr. Walketia Smith, Assistant Professor, Family Medicine, and also Director of the Morehouse Healthcare Telemedicine Services. We will recognize the outstanding graduate student in the Biomedical Sciences Award, PhD. It goes to Chris DeVera. I think I've already noted this. Chris is currently in an NIH postdoctoral fellowship at the National Eye Institute in Bethesda, Maryland. A little known fact about him is that he has visited 5 countries in his young life. He is proud of his published research article with his PhD supervisor, Dr. Gianluca Tosini, and himself as sole authors. It is now time to recognize the outstanding Master of Science graduating student in the Master of Medical Sciences, MSMS program, and the outstanding Master of Science graduating student in the Medical Sciences is Kiana Murray. Kiana graduates from our program with a perfect 4.0 cumulative GPA. I am very pleased to announce that she has accepted our offer to receive her medical education here at the Morehouse School of Medicine. We have 2 students that we need to recognize for their accomplishments in the Master of Science in the Medical Sciences program. These 2 students will be leaving our MSMS program after just 1 year. I am pleased to announce that we have accepted both into our MD program, and hopefully both will accept our offer. The first is Naima Rashid. A little known fact about Naima is that she is the youngest of 6 girls. To date, she is proud of her journey to becoming a physician thus far, and she looks forward to the next 4 years here at Morehouse School of Medicine. And the other award recipient for MSMS is Alden Brown. I will now turn the podium over to our students to hand out their awards. We will begin with the awards from graduating students to faculty, staff, and students, beginning with the MD class. Nikki Jones, MD 4 class president, will announce those awards. Following Nikki, we will have Alexis Clark, the Graduate Education in Biomedical Sciences SGA president, announce the JEBS awards. And lastly, we will have Naomi Campbell, the incoming 2001-2002, 2021-2022 MPH SGA president, will provide the Graduate Education in Public Health Awards. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Nikki Jones, and I had the pleasure of serving as the MD class president for the graduating class of 2021. It brings me great pleasure to present to you our faculty awards for Class Day. For honorary class member, we present this award to Mr. Isaiah Kettles. For outstanding teacher, we present this award to Reverend Dr. Marvin Crawford. And for outstanding advisor, we present this award to Dr. Martha Elks. Thank you.
Greetings, my name is Brianna Kendall and I am the newly elected Graduate Education and Biomedical Sciences Student Government Association President. It is my honor to present the Graduate Education and Biomedical Sciences Faculty Awards. Honorary Class Member, Danita Eatman Daniels, PhD. Outstanding Advisor, Sharon Francis, PhD. Outstanding Mentor, Talib Safir, PhD.
For the Master of Public Health Program Award for Honorary Class Member, the winner is Miss Michelle Clarity. For the Master of Public Health Program Award for Outstanding Advisor, the winner is Dr. Gamichi Gerby. For the Master of Public Health Program Award for Outstanding Mentor, the winner is Dr. Renetta Waldrop.
Thank you all so much for your patience, staying through the end. And congratulations to our amazing graduating class. And thank you to our faculty for making sure that they are successful. Hopefully you will join us tomorrow at commencement. And now call back to the podium Dr. James McCoy, Professor of Surgery and Professor of Medical Education, to lead us home. He will bring the benediction. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nachabe. And let me say congratulations to all our learners, no matter what their disciplines were, and also to our faculty and our staff. And let us now bow our heads and thank our Creator. O gracious Creator, we again bow our heads with grateful hearts. We're grateful that we are created in your image and that we are loved by you. We're thankful for the young minds who have come to Morehouse School of Medicine and who have studied and worked and earned their degrees and earned the pathway to go on to health care, whether or not it's the delivery of care clinically or in the research arena. We're thankful for these young learners who have come and learned and are ready to go to the next step. We ask that you would be with them, show them that we love them, and that most of all, you love them, and that you will be there in the midnight hour when things are not so well. We ask thee, gracious God, to be with us here at Morehouse School of Medicine as we welcome in the next class at the end of June. We ask that you would be with our faculty, our leaders, be with our environmental individuals. Help us, gracious God, to be loving, kind, and gracious. Give us empathy, but most of all, give us your spirit. We ask that on tomorrow that we celebrate in love and with happiness of the many honors that will be received by the learners here today. Help us, gracious God, to be mindful of those who have gone on and transitioned in this COVID-19 pandemic. Help us to wear our masks when needed, to take our vaccine when it's available. Gracious God, we give you the thanks and the praise. This is our prayer. Amen.